And we should be live. Definitely by now. Had a spider on my hair that I just pulled off, a filled spider, so I guess it won't hurt me, but now it's just sitting in front of me like, what happened? Oh golly, I don't even know where it came from. It's just sitting in the middle of the sidewalk like there's nowhere it could have come from. Anyway, we are at the Cheyenne Marketplace here in Cheyenne. We did walk through here one time before on a walking stream, but being that that was a normal walking stream, we did pretty much just fly through here. So this time we will take a little more in-depth look and just take our piddly time and look at every little detail of it to maximize what we see and all that good stuff. It is extremely bright, so I cannot see the screen very well, so we'll try what we can here. Let's see. Hey, Ackley. Your phone shut down before you could join the server. Oh, for Discord maybe, for Dalmatian. Hey, Dalmatian. Hey, Parker, how are you doing? I think that's everyone that I see right now, so we'll go ahead and start. So, this road right here doesn't really have a name that is connected to Prairie Avenue, which is this divided highway. And this is the main entry to the plaza. Now, I think technically Lowe's and Meridian Trust over there are technically separate, but we're going to take a glance at them anyway. Of course, got all the other stores over this way. Let's try and get this stuff held by my hands. That way I don't got to worry about the clicking sound that some of you guys will sometimes hear, because I sometimes let the wire dangle and it doesn't go well. All right, waiting for the traffic, and then we're gonna cross over here. Here we go. We can cross over here, at least to the median. And then we gotta deal with this traffic. Hopefully the quality is pretty decent for you. When we were out here before, I think it was kind of spotty, but not too bad, so we'll see how it goes. It's finally getting warmer though. We're at a high of about 64-ish degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny and no clouds, obviously. Tomorrow is supposed to be 70s, and we will be doing a normal walking stream tomorrow, more than likely, as long as the weather doesn't abruptly change, but it shouldn't. So here's a view of Lowe's from here. Let's see. Hey, Butterboy, how are you doing? 63 over in Maine. Be right back, says Ackley. Hey, Swayze. How long are you doing this stream? As long as it goes. I mean, probably roughly an hour or so. We'll see where we're at, though. Depends on how fast we get through here, but I'm not rushing either, because while it is a bigger plaza, it's still just a plaza. It's not a full-on walk. So we can take our time. So Lowe's is over there. That thing has been there since it was 2000, I believe, around there. You can see for certainty in Google Earth and even on the property assessor. And then they added in this Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union here, along with this sidewalk that goes to the main road. So a very modern bank. I think this is like the third one they have in Cheyenne, or maybe fourth one, roughly. Check that before you fact check that if you're interested. But I do gotta give them credit for making a unique building, even though it is kind of the modern aspect of buildings that we see in retail these days. It is immensely bright. Woo! Yep, I'm trying to be better about saying it. I remembered that I said it wrong like was it 2 streams ago now, I think, or 1 stream? But for some reason I didn't say it like I already said it the wrong way before I said it right, so it's like, well, oh, darn it. It's too late for me to correct myself. It's been a while, so. I had a reminder in the last stream, and I think I said it right then, and I definitely did this time. Try and be better about that. I'm terrible with names. I try to do what I can to pronounce them correctly and remember them, but sometimes I just cannot say them right. That's all right. Honestly, because of that fact, I can't get offended when people mispronounce my name, honestly. Even though I have a couple of times in my past. So yeah, this place is open. I can't remember if they were open when we did the walking stream or not. I can't remember. If they weren't, they were about to. Because the building was definitely built. The fence was definitely down by then. And I said it in the walking stream, I think, and I'll say it again. I didn't fully expect a bank of all things to be put right here. I mean, there is a bank just across the street, although it's not Meridian Trust. But, I'm not going to complain. As long as it does well, I guess I can't really complain, can I? So you got the booths right there that drive through. Then we'll come over this way towards the Lowe's and go in front of Lowe's. A little bit closer. I think when we did our walking stream, we kind of just cut through the parking lot. This time we'll kind of get a little more up close, if you will. Hey, Sharks 411. Yeah, I saw that. Congrats on 1K, dude. Hey, DK. I love that he mistypes it Optopolis every time. Oh, man. He or she, that could actually go either way because that's just initials or something along those lines. Let's see, so they got the indoor lumberyard entry, of course. You got this new thing, Pro Trailer Parking. I never noticed this here before. I don't know how long it's been here. Long enough that they had to paint over an older version of this. But never noticed that before. There's 3 of them. Got Lowe's Pro cart return. And then you got the normal shopping cart returns. So can I only return there if I'm a pro? I'm joking. Let's see, we'll cross over here. Can't do anything about these people. There we go. Got the exit door right there on the left. We'll catch up on chat here in a second, as well as the main entry right there. Got some wheelchair spots over this way. And you got another sign right here. It looks like it used to be a wheelchair spot, but they converted it into a combat wounded spot, which is interesting. And then they got a couple of veteran parking only spots over here. Got the lawnmowers out, of course. So yeah, veteran parking only. And then you have the pickup parking, the curbside. And we'll go on this side of this person. Looks like plenty of spots. Looks like 6 spots that are curbside. Yep, 6 curbside spots. And there's their sign for that. 15 minutes. Got the grills out in front, of course. They're getting all the summer stuff out. They got a whole bunch of plants out now. Jesus. I think only a couple of weeks ago they didn't, maybe 3 weeks ago. Got the garden center, of course, with all the plants. Let's see, let me catch up. The My Costa Mesa Kmart is closing. Yeah, I heard about that. That sucks. Apparently there's supposed to be more Kmarts and Sears announced sometime over this week, though. Like an actual list. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Not gonna lie, that is a little bit of a stressor for how the tie, almost tie, goes for the poll. It's very close. A lot of people would like to see things like a retro Safeway or retro Kmart, but a lot of people would also like to see Montana where there's just buttloads of stuff. Interloading zone. So this is all the, looks like potting soil and all kinds of various dirt that they have. And they got sheds over here, of course, like they usually do. The longest open Kmart is now closing. Costa Mesa. I've been by the Planet Fitness. Yeah, I've heard, like, are they just giving it its own look now? Is that what they're going to do with the Planet Fitness Parker? Don't want to see the day my childhood Sears Grand closes. So that'd be the Rancho Cucamonga one then, wouldn't it, Swainsey? So we got Kohls right here. Got some of reserved for online pickup. And reserved parking for great associates. And then we got Kohls pop your trunk. 4 spots of those. That's a different aspect. Cool to see them doing it, I suppose. My Mission Grove Kmart used to be a big Kmart before downgrading to a regular. Yeah, there's a lot of Kmarts that did that. I mean, there's even a Kmart down in Denver that was, for a period, being used as a COVID testing place. At least the parking lot was. But the Kmart, it originally was a big Kmart, and then it got converted into a Sears Essentials. And then, or no, not Essentials, one of the other weird brands they put out there. Or was it Essentials? Maybe it was Essentials. I can't remember now. The history's out there. But either way, it converted back to a Kmart, and then eventually it closed, and now it's boarded up. And there were plans to rebuild it, but as far as I know, it's still sitting vacant to this day. So this is the Hobbytown USA. I did get 2 of their baskets. They requested that I use the baskets I buy, which kind of was partially my intent anyway, and that was no problem because I ended up using one for all this stuff that I take with me when I'm going out of town to other cities and stuff like that. And the other one currently is holding a bunch of hangers that I got from Christopher and Banks, along with I think a couple other things in it. So yeah, the sign for Hobbytown is still up there. Got Bed Bath & Beyond over here, of course, and it's open. Cross over here. So again, they got the curbside and the curbside pickup and store pickup. They have it. Here's a close-up of the sign and one of their carts. Got Michael's over here. And of course, all the stores, pretty much, as far as I know, all the stores in Cheyenne and restaurants too that were temporarily closed are reopened or permanently gone at this point. So, and all these stores for the most part were closed for a while, but they definitely are opened back up and normal again. If I could get the words out correctly. And of course, they actually did add a couple of curbside spots with these signs here. Interesting way of doing it, doing more of a custom do-it-yourself thing instead of normal signs. Oops, get out of this person's way. Didn't expect them to turn that way, but I guess they were parking anyway, so. Okay, let me read more chat. Nice day today, says Her Gloom. Yeah, it sure is. It's a pretty good day. It's a little too chilly to go without a jacket, but it's too warm to to go without a jacket. God dang, I can't talk. Try that again. It's too warm for me to not wear a jacket. I can't. Okay, I think you get the point. Like it's in that in-between stage where you kind of need a jacket and kind of don't. I just can't get the words out today. Oh, well. Go figure, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, so, well, closer to 3:30 now, I guess. So this building was also part of the Delrange Marketplace that was built like a little bit later after this one over here. You can actually go back in Google Street View and see with this place when I think the famous Footwear was here, but nothing else, along with that building over there. I think it was all built the same year, it's just that this was a little bit later than the other building. I kind of talked about in the famous Footwear / Kirkland's video I did here back in 2019, although that video is not the greatest, I'll be honest. So these windows you're not going to be able to see in. They actually completely covered them when Kirkland's took over, which was kind of interesting to me. Can kind of see the label scar. But the front ones you can still see in. And they did add a sign here. I think I mentioned in the walking stream we did over here as well. They did add a sign up there, 801-580-0729 for who to call to get this place. And there's a look in. So it does look like the carpet, looks like they put in some new carpet maybe, but looks like the posts are pretty much original. They definitely removed the ceiling tiles though. Now this location did have 2 doors. There are still Kirkland's around. I think the Kirkland's in Longmont, Colorado is still open, but obviously this one is gone. So yeah, there you go. So then we got Brown's Shoe Fit Co. right here. And I think they took over the Dress Barn, if I remember right. Yeah, they did. That's right. Dress Barn was the first tenant in this space, and then it closed, and eventually Brown's moved over here from the, not Frontier Plaza, but the one next to it. It was part of the last Plaza stream we did. And then we do got Red Wing Shoes, which, as far as I know, they moved from the Kohl shopping center. We'll kind of follow around the backside for the heck of it, because there is a main road back there. Got Natural Grocers here. Okay, let's catch up on chat. I don't know when close Kmart. Marshall, Michigan is still rumored. Yeah, at least according to my sources, it's supposed to eventually close, but it's not officially announced. It's not in the closing event or any of that. And then got Dollar Tree here, of course. This was our second location. After the other one in the, what was it, Cheyenne Plaza over on Lincoln Way area. Then we got Batteries+Bulbs, which is another pretty much original tenant. And 2 others, T-Mobile and Sports Clips. I think they are original to these spaces, but they came in later years. Got 15-minute parking only. I think Sports Clips might have been first before T-Mobile. And the odd thing with T-Mobile is that there's this location right here, but then there's another location in the Frontier Mall because of where Sprint was. They rebranded it and everything like that when they took over the company. God, look at this retro truck. I like the retro truck here. There's a side view of the Sports Clips. And then you got Batteries+Bulbs truck over here, along with this Marriott hotel. So there is this back road mainly for the pickup and deliveries, but then there's another road back here called Rue Terre that intersects Del Range out that way. It intersects this road right here called Frontier Mall Drive. Let me see if I can zoom in on that sign. There you go. So hopefully if the quality was dropping right there, I could see that sign when I zoomed in. So we'll kind of just follow around the outer edge of the road back here. Then we'll shift around the back part of the plaza, because why not? So this road is definitely extendable. As you'll see here shortly, Rue Terre has the signs all the way down there that just kind of block it off, like you can't go any farther, but they could definitely one day make it go all the way out to the road out there that I cannot remember the name of it right now. It's gonna bother me now. It's gonna bother me. You got some trash area here. Got some of the Vitamin Cottage carts right there. And some more carts right there that who knows who they belong to. Got another trash area over here. Hopefully they will not demolish. Oh, close the Braintree, Massachusetts location. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunately, I hate saying it, but it kind of is doomed. It's kind of the ugly truth. But maybe it's still got a little longer left. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga, man. I can't believe that thing's closing too, but it's going to be the last one in existence, which is crazy. I kind of thought it would go first just because it's older, but obviously that's not the case. So there's a bunch of these old carts right here that have just been sitting here for years and years. Looks like some of them have been taken back somewhere else. There was a really dented up JCPenney one sitting like right here. I remember showing it in the famous Footwear video. But that's definitely gone now too. Here's a side view of the Kirkland side of the building. And we'll shift over this way to Rue Terre and follow the main sidewalk all the way, because why not? So obviously none of this property out this way is taken yet. I think it might be for sale, but it's not taken. I don't see it getting taken anytime too soon, but it won't surprise me if one of these days stuff starts getting built over here. It would be interesting if it ended up being more housing, considering how much retail there is. Like, I feel like it needs broken up a little bit, otherwise you're gonna start having the issue of having just too much freaking stuff in one area. I mean, you already got the Frontier Mall, you got this plaza, you have the area where Kmart and Sam's Club are way out this way on just down Rue Terre, in fact. So, have to wait and see what they do with that. And that, you know, that could be easily be a decade away. That could be a couple of years away. Who knows? Hamilton, Montana. Yep, it's the last one with a vintage sign, as Butterboy just said. Hey, Joshua. Hey, Toads. They're giving Planet Fitness on Ken Pratt their own facade. Completely own. That is unfortunate, but fortunate in a sense, I guess, because I mean, the space is getting taken over, and they did gut the inside, so it's like almost might as well make your own. But at the same rate, they usually keep the facade, so it must have really been in some bad structural shape, or maybe the city just didn't, the regulations for the facades have changed, right? Either way, it is too bad, because that is a pretty cool retro-like facade, so a little bit too bad. It's like a trucker just chilling back here. See, I think I said hey Ackley earlier, right? I think I did. I'm surprised that you're even, oh yeah, I need to join your Discord, don't I? I'm in so many Discords these days, it's kind of not funny anymore. Between all the servers with retail and all the servers with gaming and a handful of other servers, it's kind of crazy. Man, the name for this road is going to bother me. I'm going to have to put in the description afterwards. So, because I cannot remember it for the life of me right now. But it intersects with Yellowstone Road and Powderhouse and Ridge Road. So it's an east and westbound street. I'm surprised too, because I've walked down that street a lot of times, and you can see the traffic out there if I held the camera right there. Does Optopolis know I'm here? I think I said your name right, Joshua. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Extreme Tours Pro. Yeah, I'm catching up on chat. I fell behind a little bit because I was trying to focus on the plaza. We'll be back on the next day. There you go. I'm doing pretty well. Pretty warm today overall, so I'm pretty happy about that. Sunny. There you go. I think I've caught up on the chat. The chat is at the bottom of the list for me, so there we go. Looks like he hit the sign there, but I wonder how many other semi trucks have already hit the sign. I get the feeling a lot of people already have hit it. I've seen trucks parked in that exact same spot before, so it's probably not even his fault, really. But anyway. So I've never come on the backside of this. They actually do got a wall here, so that would make me wonder if maybe they would use this base on the other side of this wall for something like, what do I want to say, residential, right? Maybe something like that, or maybe even some school or something like that. I don't think they would use it for more retail. And like I said just a few minutes ago, it would really be starting to get overcrowding at that point. I mean, there's already loads of retail on Delrange Boulevard anyway, so I don't think it would make too much sense to do it that way. I changed my YouTube logo. Says Jeremy. That's awesome. The logos on my screen are so terribly small that you could probably have your face smashed up against the camera and I wouldn't be able to see it. Oh, golly. I'll have to take a look maybe after the stream or something. I can hear the speakers in Home Depot from here. Never been back here, so this is different. I think Google Car might come back here at one point, but maybe. Are you ready for the summer? I'm definitely ready for it. It'll be nice to be able to get out more regularly. I can actually have streams on a schedule, which will be good. So there's the garden shop for Lowe's. I almost want to say Home Depot for a minute. Sorry, Lowe's. That's a brain fart, I guess, for you. A little bit of a steep hill on this spot. It's slightly dirty. I feel like the wind probably blows everything here, but it can't go anywhere with this fence. Go all the way to the road over here and take a different perspective of the bank. I guess we did technically go on the front of the bank already, but oh well. I actually got an alternate idea of what we could do. Mother's Day is Sunday. Yep, it's coming up too. Did you see the link in? No, I didn't. It probably got held for review because it. Wait, you're a moderator, so you should be able to paste links. Either way, I wouldn't be able to open it right now since I'm in a YouTube live stream. If I leave the screen at all from YouTube, if I go into any other app, it will cause the what do I want to say? It'll cause the stream to buffer for you guys, and if I can avoid it, I don't want to do that. This looks like they did do a wall over on this edge as well, blocking off the field, which would make sense. Someone obviously still owns that space, and I have seen them do stuff like mowing it and junk like that, or at least doing some basic work on it, I guess I should say. Not necessarily mowing. I've seen it numerous times be used for goats and cows to come out and graze the field. It's a pretty massive field too. I mean, it goes from all the way over there at Powderhouse, all the way over to where Sam's Club is. And it still goes further beyond that on the backside of Walmart and all those stores. So it's a pretty big field. Pretty big chunk of land that who knows how long they'll be vacant. And I'm curious what this sign says. No parking, fire lane. Let me catch up on the chat here in a second here. So there's a spot over here that looks like, I don't know what happened to this fence, but it's wide open, so we'll be able to just take a quick peek at the field. So yeah, big, massive open field. I have no idea how the quality is. It very well might have already crept out. Hey, James Martinez. It's been a little while. Yeah, it's been a minute. Haven't seen you in the chat for a few. And it has been a couple minutes since I've done a video. Was planning to do a was planning to do a video this weekend, but I ended up not getting another video. Was planning to film the Texas Roadhouse that moved from Thornton to Northglenn, just a couple blocks away from its old location. In November of 2020, it was still standing in the Google Maps Street View. But sometime between then and now, the building's been demolished and they appear to be slowly moving new cars, well, maybe used cars, into it for a car lot. So, kind of too bad in that sense. Wanted to film it, and that was the only other video I had planned out for the day, so I didn't really have anything else to film, and it's already getting too late, and it started raining right after I left the Texas Roadhouse area, so no other extra videos got filmed that day, and then it's been chilly and rainy, and yeah, I'm not going to do video in the rain if I can avoid it at all costs. If I absolutely must, then I might grab my phone, but I definitely don't want water damage on my stuff. So, granted, I guess you could say the rain is an excuse. I can't control the rain though, so it's not like I said, oh, let it rain so that way I can't do the stream. Oh man. So here's another perspective of the Lumberyard entry, and we're going to be going over here. Make it clear to this car that I'm staying on the right. There we go. There we go. See, I can't always expect people. I try to avoid getting people on camera as much as possible with any stream or video, but at the end of the day, it's impossible to keep everyone off. And if it's a public space, then one person gets on camera, you know what, I'm probably not going to worry about it too much. I mean, you saw with the Kmart in Loveland, for those of you that watched the original, what was it? Was it the closing early days video, I think it was? I mean, it was around the little, it was around the K Cafe where I was walking. I literally had to switch sides like 2 or 3 times just to avoid getting someone on camera. There's one person, and they ended up being on camera a little bit anyway, so it's like it almost didn't matter. Yeah, all right, so we'll go in front of this place this time and kind of take a little bit of a cut through the main field and shift over to where Buffalo Wild Wings is. So we already did go in front of the bank, so I'm not going to do it again. I don't think we really need to. Again, you got the drive-through and, well, drive up, I guess they call it here, ATM areas and whatnot. And the main entry to the lot right over here. Well, one of them anyway. I guess there's 2 technically, but I think that one's only an exit over there. Yeah, definitely only an exit. Hey, Steve Keys. A little bit late. Yeah, it happens. I get it. We're all busy. No worries. I appreciate anyone who stops by. It's more appreciated if you stay around, but you know what? Can't always do it for the whole stream. I feel it. I mean, it's hard for me. I was joining live streams, so got to do what you got to do. That's what I like to say, and that's a pretty common saying, I guess, but kind of the truth. Got to do what you got to do. So yeah, this area is obviously still entirely vacant. Has been as probably forever. But they do got a sign over here that does have some info for it, if I remember correctly. You can see the main Lowe's Home Improvement Center sign right here. That's standalone, of course. Is it hot outside in Cheyenne? Yeah, it's pretty warm. I wouldn't call it hot. I still prefer a jacket, I think. It's just a little bit too cool to go without. But it's also borderline to where I'm sweating with the jacket on, so yeah, there you go. It's in the mid 60s, low to mid 60s. think it's 63 or 64 about the time I started the stream, so. Well then, so you got this sign right here, and this sign right here. Other sites available for sale, out parcels, 2 available, 1.3 acres each. So definitely plenty of space here for a couple other businesses. We'll shift over this way. So we started kind of in front of the Discount Tire, although I didn't really mention it clearly. We'll go ahead and cross though, because we didn't even take a look at the Buffalo Wild Wings in this stream, or the Roundabout for that matter. New button here. It used to be a white one they just pushed in, but now maybe it's still white, but they put a rubber thing on it. That one's still white. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna cross before it changes. No one else coming. That car might be turning, but should wait. It's gonna hurry. We'll let it go. Okay, I'm waiting. Did you see that? The light flashed, and then it went back to pedestrian, and now it's flashing again. That's hilarious. Wonder what caused that. And then we got the Discount Tire that I mentioned, which this has been here. What do I want to say? Maybe since around 2007-ish. Maybe 2008. Maybe 2008. You could check the property assessor and find out for certainty. But this is the Discount Tire, actual discounttire.com place, I'm pretty sure this is separate from the other location that is also called Discount Tire, but it's Discount Tire Co. at the other location, so pretty sure it's not the same thing. Obviously not sponsored. And they got all the garage space there. And we'll go down onto the sidewalk. So this is Prairie Avenue that we're on. And this intersects with Frontier Mall Drive right here at this roundabout. This was not a roundabout before. It was actually a rather massive intersection for just being 2 stop signs on either side, but they decided that they needed to do something better than just signs. Personally, I think a light would have done justice here, but the way they did the roundabout here isn't that bad anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's 1 lane all the way around, and then you have a right turn lane, so easy enough to understand. Of course, we got the Buffalo Wild Wings, as I mentioned. There's one of the plaza signs with the Kohls, Bed Bath & Beyond, Michaels, and Natural Grocers on it. Let me read up on the chat. Rip Pixel 2, says Dalmatian. Wish it was 90s. It'll probably hit 90s around late July by then, anyway. Usually around that time it does start hitting up into the 90s area. Hey Dakota Wolf, how are you doing? I'm pretty good. Glad to see you're doing well. Spirit Halloween stores will be here before you know it. Yeah, I know. Oh man, I'm not ready for Halloween or Christmas again. It's already going to be here. So yeah, this is a pretty small roundabout, smaller than the Pershing one and much less confusing. So I don't think I can complain too much about it. It honestly runs pretty smoothly, so not going to complain. And there's another view of the Staybridge Suites, which I'm pretty sure it is separate from the plaza. Got the outdoor seating area for Buffalo Wild Wings over here as well. Hey, Blake's Retail Exploration. Welcome back, Ackley, says Joshua. Oops, I forgot it was JFK. That's all right. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back, Ackley. All right. And then you have the other plaza sign here that had more of the stores that were in this plaza, but started falling apart maybe late last year. I think it was still warmer months, but it was definitely falling apart. It's to the point where it probably would have fallen on a car if they didn't do something. Assuming they did something, I think they did. But they still have not replaced it to this day, which is too bad. Too bad. Definitely good it is not standing now, because it definitely would eventually hurt someone, I think. Looks like a piece of the sign there, maybe the wall that was up on the top. Because they obviously ripped all the siding off of the post on the top. All right. And then you have this small area that is somewhat hidden. That is pretty much a flood zone area. Danger when flooded. And there's not much cutting through here. It's kind of a cliff right here. A little bit of one, not too bad, but enough you'd probably tear up your car if you were to drive off of it. And you can see that people have probably hit their cars on the fence. Whole area is almost creek-like. Okay, 41 minutes, that's not too bad. Let's see, have you been to Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas? I haven't even been to Texas yet myself. Give me a numbers. Okay, I'm confused. Unless, yeah, Blake says never been to Texas too. We got dry after 10 days of rain. Yeah, it rained for maybe 2 days here. It wasn't like it was dumping, but it was pretty much constantly raining around Monday and Tuesday area. And then I think it rained just a little on Wednesday, maybe just a little bit. And the ground is already pretty much dried up now, at least on the outer layer. Realistically, I think it needs to rain like that, but way more often. Like, I don't want it raining 24/7. I think nobody wants nor needs that. But at the same rate, it needs to rain a lot more than it does, because it ends up causing the drought-like conditions that we pretty much experience most of the time in these days. It's not very often we get a really heavy rain that actually does a flooding. It's pretty rare, in fact. So yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll come down here to the roundabout area and just chill for a few. Just kind of have a little chat, as we like to do. In theory, it is windy right now, so I don't know how much of the wind you'll hear, but you should be able to hear me pretty decently, at least. I said in the last stream when I sort of filmed the Sears Grand last day that I had to get a different windscreen, and I couldn't even get a different windscreen. Actually, I had to make my own windscreen. And I'll show you that in a second. It's aggravating how Cheyenne is in that sense, because you literally cannot get much here. I mean, you can get the basic stuff for living and all that, but if there is a very niche thing that you need, like a windscreen or a gimbal, you're gonna have to go out of town or order online, and that's just how it is. And in my current situation, I pretty much have to walk unless I went on a weekend, and to go out of town, the amount it costs to go out of town, if I'm just going out for that one thing, it's usually cheaper to just buy a new one. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Feliz Cinco de Mayo. I live in Flourishire, which is by Brookshire, Texas, Katy, Texas. Live in the Houston. He is talking to Blake's. Do you think that there's going to be Cheyenne Frontier Days this year? Probably. Pretty much certainly. They definitely have plans to do it. I know they were selling the tickets for all the stuff like Garth Brooks, etc. that are going to be playing out there. So I'm pretty much certain they will. It would literally take like a new virus coming out or some shit that would cause them to not, I think. My closest Sears is My closest Sears is a hometown store, if I could bloody speak, says Blake's. Yeah, closest is definitely the Sears Appliance now in Fort Collins, Colorado. Hey, Sears Appliance, if you, for some god-awful reason, right, well, not really awful, I guess, actually cool reason, but if for some reason you're watching, please hit me up. So that way we can do a good tour. If you guys are good with it, I'm good with it, and I think my followers are good with it, so. Did you have Mexican food? Well, in a sense, I ate a bunch of was it not Trace Margaritas? On the border chips that they have in the stores. I ate through like a third of a bag. The chips are so darn addicting. Like unless you're someone that doesn't like tortilla chips, maybe I'll rotate this around for a minute. Come on, camera. So unless you're someone that doesn't like tortilla chips, corn chips for that matter, the chips that On the Border sells in the stores are absolutely freaking addicting. It's hard to stop eating them. The ones in the restaurant are still pretty good. A tiny bit different texture, definitely a little bit fresher, and definitely a little bit less salt, but they're still dang good. And if you dip it in the salsa, oh my goodness, it's actually pretty dang good, even though the salsa is a little bit on the nippy side for someone that isn't always super duper about the spicy stuff, you know? So yeah, let's pop this off. So yeah, this is the makeshift windscreen I made for my mic because I cannot get a proper windscreen for my mic, which is so retarded. Let me put this up so that way you can see what I'm saying. It's so retarded that I could not get one here in Cheyenne. I would literally have to go at least Fort Collins to get one if I'm lucky, so kind of aggravating. Things are that way. I hope so. I do miss it. We need some kind of fun here. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think maybe. I don't know. I might have missed something. I hate when sticky keys come up. Yet I have felt sick for 2 days, apparently, Blake says. Well, hopefully you'll feel a little bit better soon, yeah? Let's get this camera to rotate again. Come on. There we go. So again, we got a Roundabout just chilling right here. So Joshua says, will Cheyenne open his Spirit Halloween in August? I almost certainly would. I think they almost certainly will. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't open a Spirit Halloween. Probably will go right back where it's been going, next to the Hobby Lobby that's in the former Kmart. I don't see any reason why they would change that. It would have to be like something suddenly changed, but I haven't heard anything changing, so as far as I know, it's going to be right there this year again, more than likely. Not too many other places they could take. There's a Big Lots that's still vacant, the old location, because they moved. I think there might be one other place that I can't think of right now that is still vacant. Maybe. Let's see, we've been for about 50 minutes, not too bad. Definitely longer than the Frontier Plaza that's right over here. You can see Target right there. Let me scroll this up. You can see the Target right here in front of you on the other side of this roundabout. We did take a look at that plaza, and I think it was not the last stream, the stream before that. So yeah, I wasn't completely planning on filming the Sears Grand. I made it on the last day. Unfortunately, it was like an hour-ish after they had already set to close the doors. I had no idea, and with the current plan that I had at the time, it wouldn't have been too doable. It would have been doable, but not very doable to reschedule, so that's what we had to do. Will you go... Wait, I missed something. The Spirit Halloween near me was in my mall where Dress Barn was. That is an interesting one. I've been noticing spirits popping up in all sorts of weird places over the last year. Like last year, we had 3 Chuck E. Cheeses and tons of those little spaces in malls, of all things. It's quite interesting to me. Will you go to Nebraska this summer? Probably. I don't see any reason why not. Hopefully sooner. Just depends on how the planning goes. It's been a hot minute since I've gone to Loveland, so I think I'm going to be going Loveland before I hit up anywhere else, most likely, unless I won't reveal it, but the place I'm thinking of ends up getting demolished sooner than expected, but I haven't heard anything new about it, so should still have time. Joined. Oh, he must have joined into there. He must be really good shape all the walking. Yeah, overall, I would say so. I mean, I'll go as far as to say I have a tiny bit of ability, but not too bad. It's not that bad. I do a lot of walking, for sure. When I was younger, I would often go for walks as long as 10 or 15 miles. These days, I usually don't do that long of walks, but I still do pretty far. I'll easily do a good 7 miles when I walk. This stream, for this stream, I guess it was a little bit less, but, you know, walking around the plaza and everything, it definitely added up. It definitely adds up. Spirit Halloween in my mall. They were in the Sears for a long time, and then they were in the Dress Barn. Gotcha. Yep, my Spirit was in my Sears one time, in my mall, and then Jax took over. And I'm super thankful I got the video that I did of that Spirit. I mean, back in 2018, I mean, granted, I didn't post it in 2018. I posted in 2019. People in 2018 didn't really try peeking around the areas just to see what it looked like, you know? Our idea with that, when we do that, we're never looking to go into the back specifically. If we are given specific access, we are completely allowed to do that, then fine, but otherwise we don't go back there. We only will take a quick peek, if you will, through what we can to document the store as much as possible. At the same rate, promote Spirit, because Spirit is a cool store. I do occasionally get things from Spirit for Halloween decorations and things like that. Hey there, Raymates. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly there. Let's see, what other malls have I been to with this Spirit? I don't think I really had any other malls with a Spirit yet. Not that I can remember. Definitely plenty of Spirits in normal situations, like on a normal plaza building or standalone store, but I think the Sears here is the only one I've seen in a mall, actually, come to think of it, like in person. So, pretty crazy. Well, Spirit Halloween in Fort Collins being the Chuck E. Cheese. I have no idea, but it's very possible at this point. The building is still standing. The furniture place next door very well might be closed by now. They were in the process of closing at least a month ago, maybe 2 months ago now. I can't remember. I heard the ad on the radio just this year, so. They were in the process of closing, so I guess they are slowly working into the plans to rebuild it for the hotel or whatever. Apparently they were postponing the plans for the hotel after Corona. With Corona kicking in, it completely screwed everything up, and that's what caused it to be delayed. There is an article, I think Coloradoan has an article on it, talking about what happened. And it kind of became a side plan, and for now they're focused on just renting it out, I guess. But who knows? With Corona pretty much going away, things slowly going back to normal. I mean, here in town, nowhere really requires a mask anymore. Only a few places do. In Colorado, especially around Fort Collins and Denver, they do still require masks, but I think they have increased the maximum capacity levels a little bit down there. And most of the places down there will have reopened as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what they do with the Spirit, though, and for other stores, we'll just have to wait and see. Last year it's been crazy, I know. So, and you know what? I just randomly noticed this, but there are 2 Rent-A-Center vehicles just chilling over there in front of the hotel. How about that? Have you been to Taco Bueno or Taco Casa fast food joint? I haven't been to either of those 2. I've heard of them. I don't think we got Taco Bueno up this way, and I don't think we got Taco Casa at all. So I know they're down in Texas. I know Wally's filmed a few of those Taco Buenos, but as far as I know, they're not up my way. ones that we have here in town, at least for the more international quote-unquote chains, is Taco John's and Taco Bell. Taco John's is still a smaller company overall, but they have locations all over the U.S. at this point, between Illinois, Missouri, all the way out here to where we are, and I think even further out west these days, as far as maybe Nevada, I want to guess. Fact check that. Plaza near me, which has only a Dollar General and a sub shop. They're going to tear it down for a hotel in 5 years. That sucks. Wow. Huh. I mean, I guess good. Something that might be a little more profitable is there. But too bad for the businesses, because that means they got to either close or find a new location, just like the Chuck E. Cheese and the furniture place. I think Chuck E. Cheese did not just close because of the hotel. I think there were definitely other reasons involved, but I'm sure the hotel thing was part of it. And Dakota Wolf says, we used to have good times here. Yeah, we used to have good times, yeah, here in Cheyenne. Over at the, I've talked about it before, it was combined with that Taco John's out on South Greeley Highway before they rebuilt it. You can see it in the street view back then. As far as I know, there's not really good times close to us. There's ones in Colorado, I know. There's the one across the street from the old Safeway in downtown Fort Collins that's going to get replaced with Target soon. And that one will be interesting because that's going to be a small-scale Target. And they're gutting the place again. It's the second time. The first place to gut it was the 24-Hour Fitness that moved in there and closed. Since Target had already gutted it, I decided not to even bother with the video. I just took a few photos. Have you ever eaten at Good Times? I've picked up their shakes before. Even when I can't reveal the exact location, but one of the places in Colorado I did stop at Good Times on one of my recent Colorado trips and pick up one of their milkshake things that they got. I think there's the cookies and cream one that they have. And Dollar General is probably going to build new locations, says Blake. Yeah, I'm sure they will, undoubtedly. And for the other place in that plaza, it's hard to say what they'll do. Hey, Finn Haymans. We'll chill for a few more minutes and it's about wrapping up, maybe. Wink, wink. So let's see. So since I don't have a video that I've recorded, obviously, like I guess technically I got one, but it's very much not complete. And the things didn't go to plan, so I have no intent of uploading anytime soon. So I don't really got a video that I can upload. So partly because of that, and also partly because we are less than 300 watch hours to hitting the monetization eligibility, I am going to be doing another stream tomorrow and another stream probably Sunday, maybe Monday, depending on how things go. Hopefully Monday, or hopefully Sunday, I mean, because that's the one I usually upload my videos. So, probably be doing that as long as the weather stays decent. It's supposed to be, but God knows the weather will probably change again in 24 hours. So, we'll just keep an eye on it, and I'll let you guys know for Sunday what happens. For tomorrow, it's pretty much a certainty at this point that I will be streaming. It'll be probably the end of the main part of the Series 1 walking, and we'll start shifting into Series 2. Which will be a little bit different layout, and we will be taking an updated look at various roads that we've done in the past. Plus, since I got my gimbal now, and with a way of connecting my mic, and it'll be a lot better quality than the initial streams I did. Finn says, do you love Sears? I definitely do. Family Dollar wants to move to the former Walgreens. Oh, wow. I find it interesting how Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are moving into so many Walgreens. I mean, just in the last year, maybe 2 years, there have been 2 Walgreens in Colorado that got replaced with Dollar Tree. Thornton and one other one that I cannot identify because otherwise I'll ruin the surprise. I'm not going to announce the 1.6K point yet. But it's really interesting to me how they keep doing that. With the Walgreens. I guess that means they found their ideal format. I mean, we see them all over the country, though. It's not just here in like Colorado or Wyoming. It's over like everywhere that they kind of like taking over that specific store. Is Family Dollar and Dollar Tree same company? Yeah, it's exactly the same company. It was at one point 2 separate brands, but they ended up combining operations many years ago. And today, they are starting to do more of the combined concepts where it's the Family Dollar and Dollar Tree combined. There's none in Colorado, but there are some far out east that are Family Dollar and Dollar Tree combined, which is really interesting. We've all seen restaurants like KFC and I don't know, Long John Silver's or Pizza Hut or Taco Bell, you know, that brand do it with the restaurants, but we really haven't seen that with a store that I'm aware of. So it's interesting to see that format. Blake says his Walgreens. Blake says the Walgreens was a Rite Aid before that, the one that he's talking of. Yeah, there's a few former Rite Aids that turned into Walgreens here in this area. As far as I know, not in Wyoming, but Colorado, Rite Aids are actually surprisingly everywhere. Back in 2019, I had never even known that Rite Aid was a thing in Colorado, but I soon started finding out that the contrary was true. Fort Collins had a Rite Aid, and that ended up going into Lazy Boy. Let's see, what else was there? There's a Walgreens in Longmont, I believe, that was a Rite Aid originally and got converted. I found an abandoned Rite Aid actually more around the Denver-ish area. So it's pretty widespread. Even the Walgreens, or I'm sorry, the Rite Aid pharmacy in Boulder, that turned into a Walgreens pharmacy. Yeah. You have a nice house in Cheyenne, eh? I mean, I haven't really shown my house, so I guess I've shown my room. I've shown my room, and I often will have the posters up, so I assume you're referring to that, and I appreciate it. I have done the streams that are technically in my room, but then you don't really see much because I end up having a board right behind me, just because there's too much going on behind me otherwise. For the few of you that have been around since my gaming days will know that there's just too much behind of where I sit at my computer. The Walgreens only lasted a year. Wow. As far as I know, the Walgreens around me have lasted more than a year. I don't think there's one that's only lasted 1 year, but I have seen quite a few stores like Parker Taylor. I don't know if you're still here, but you can name the store. Was it Alfalfa's? Alfalfa's has had a few locations that were only a year. Many of them in former Lucky's that were only around for a year. I don't know what the deal is with Alfalfa's, and I know the deal with Lucky's, but I don't know what the whole deal is with Alfalfa's. But I mean, they're unintentionally they are making locations look like they're bad locations when they actually thrive pretty well. What do you think? Well, what do you think the last Kmart's will be? Who knows, man? I mean, I kind of thought the Rancho Cucamonga, I said it earlier, Rancho Cucamonga, I kind of felt like it might go first just because it is such a different store, but it surprised me. So with that, I kind of have a feeling the Hamilton Kmart will probably be there till the end. There's a thing I am nervous that might end up being announced here before long, but it might be there till the end. We'll see. We'll see. And is your house 1 or 2 stores? It's multi-level, sort of multi-level. We have a basement. There you go. Let's see. What do you think the last Kmart's will be? Oh, I answered that. I'm stupid. All right, so we've exceeded an hour. We chilled for about 10 minutes there, answering some questions and just chatting. It's fun to do that. I'm finding it quite entertaining, just chill right at the end of a stream like that. So I don't mind doing that from time to time like this. Let's see. So again, next stream will almost certainly be tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll be finishing the main part of Series 1 of the walking streams and be shifting into Series 2. We will still do some Plaza streams for Series 1, and then we'll go from there for Series 2. I don't know how Series 2 will go. I'm going for a little bit different layout, but it will still be walking streams and it'll still have retail. It'll just be a little less of the setup that I did for this, where I had a whole route planned out and stuff like that. And with that being said, there will also be a map that comes out soon as well with all the places that I've streamed in Series 1. Oh, Guam might be there for till the end, yeah. It'll probably be a select few stores that make it all the way to the end. Realistically, they could have closed all the Kmart stores and Sears stores left at least last year, maybe even a year ago, as much as a year ago, just because of how they would often close, like, 100 stores at a time, right? And now they're down to 20 to where they could, or so. I guess there's, 15 or 20 Kmarts and maybe about 30 Sears left, so it's not that many, and definitely less with the latest set of closures, so have to wait and see what happens with that. So, no video on Sunday, of course. Like I said, I don't have any other video planned, but we will be, let's see if I can rotate the camera. We will be trying to do a stream on Sunday. If not on Sunday, then on Monday, and we'll go from there. It's been an awesome day, though. Pretty warm day. It's going to be warmer tomorrow, so, for those of you there in Cheyenne or even anywhere in Wyoming or Colorado, definitely get out and enjoy the weather. Are you ready for Memorial Day? Oh, man, that's another holiday coming up, too. I mean, I guess so. The last Sears I was in the Coastal Grand Mall, says Blake. There you go. Last Sears I was in, it was probably my Cheyenne one. Well, aside from the Thornton, Colorado location. I was in the Fort Collins one, but that was before they demolished it back around 2014. So, yeah. Rip that, Sears. That video. See, Sears in Fort Collins, we really need to do a video, because I know these guys, I've had requests to do a video there. And, there is originally a normal Sears store there, and then they ended up getting demolished when they were pretty much reconstructing the mall, which is now supposed to be sold off yet again to another owner. Like your sunglasses, yeah, we got the blue Federal Credit Union themed sunglasses. These things are becoming a part of the streams and even the videos now. I mean, I don't always wear them on my eyes, but you know what? When it's a sunny day like this, I will often wear them. I wore them on the way here, so go figure. I appreciate it, though. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next stream, though. I appreciate everyone who did stop by, and peace out. See you soon. Maybe.